Steve Bisciotti decided to speak up, and when the Ravens owner talks like this, you know there's something big behind it. No scripted lines, no polished PR talk. He opened up about the Jesse Minter hire and dropped very clear clues about what really mattered in that decision. The kind of statement that completely changes how you see this new chapter in Baltimore. And here's the interesting part. It's not all comfort and certainty. There's confidence, there's belief, but there are also signs a lot of people missed. Every word was chosen carefully, and when you connect the dots, the picture gets way more intense than it looks at first glance. Stick with me to the end, because understanding this quote means understanding exactly where the Ravens are headed. Steve Bisciotti made it very clear that Jesse Minter wasn't just another name in the process. In an interview cycle described as long, exhausting, and extremely demanding, Minter stood out right away, not because of empty charisma or fancy speeches, but because of how clearly he showed he understood who the Ravens are, what they stand for, and what they need to get back to the top. According to Bisciotti, Minter spoke with confidence because he actually knew what he was talking about. He could break down complex ideas in a simple, direct, logical way, showing it a real plan, not just good intentions. That created instant trust in the room, that feeling of this guy knows exactly where he's standing. The owner strongly hinted that when someone goes through such a brutal process and still separates himself, it says a lot about preparation and maturity. Minter didn't come off like someone trying to impress. He came off like someone ready to lead. And that matters a lot when a franchise is thinking Super Bowl, not rebuild. And that first impression wasn't just about how he talked. The way Minter showed he understands the Ravens' identity opened the door to something even more important. The certainty that he knows exactly the kind of team he's about to lead. In Steve Bisciotti's words, it was clear that Jesse Minter didn't need to learn what it means to be a Raven. He walked in already understanding the weight of the jersey, the history of the franchise, and the level of pressure that comes with it. For the owner, that made all the difference, because this job isn't just about coaching football, it's about representing an identity. Bisciotti emphasized that Minter knows the organization's values and understands what's demanded every single day in Baltimore. That means knowing it's not enough to compete. You're expected to chase championships. It's not enough to build a good team. You have to maintain a high standard at all times, on and off the field. That kind of understanding can't be taught from a manual. You either have it or you don't. And according to the owner himself, Minter showed it naturally, without forcing speeches or repeating buzzwords. He spoke like someone who's lived the environment and knows exactly what works there. And when a coach shows he understands the soul of the franchise, the next step comes almost automatically, proving he also has the football knowledge to back it all up on the field. Steve Bisciotti was very direct when talking about Jesse Minter's technical level. He didn't frame it as a promise, but as something already proven throughout Minter's career. In the owner's eyes, Minter's football acumen is obvious based on the real impact he's had everywhere he's coached. The message was simple. Minter knows how to build defenses, adjust schemes, and put players in positions to succeed. This isn't theory, it's execution. And hearing that from the owner shows just how much trust the front office has in his ability to make big decisions under pressure. Bisciotti also hinted that this knowledge will be critical in the toughest moments of the season, when games are decided by tiny details. Having someone in charge who truly understands the game at a deep level is the kind of edge that separates good teams from championship teams. But football knowledge alone doesn't hold a locker room together. And that's where Bisciotti made a point to highlight something even more important: how Minter leads people.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
One of the strongest parts of Steve Bisciotti's comments was about leadership. He described Minter as someone who can genuinely connect with players without forcing authority or creating distance. That matters a lot for a team that needs to fully believe in the person leading it. In Bisciotti's view, Minter leads by example and by communication. He doesn't just demand, he explains. He doesn't just push, he shows the path. That kind of leadership builds trust, And trust translates directly to performance on the field. The owner made it clear he believes Minter can raise both the emotional and competitive level of the team. When players buy into the coach, the team plays harder, more united, and more focused on winning, especially in the biggest moments. And that confidence in Minter's leadership didn't come from one person alone. It was reinforced by something even bigger: complete alignment between ownership, the front office, and the coaching staff. Steve Bisciotti made sure to mention Eric DaCosta, Sashi Brown, and the entire committee involved in the process. That wasn't just formality. It was a clear message that the decision to hire Jesse Minter was collective, deeply discussed, and fully agreed upon. He highlighted how excited the leadership group is to work with Minter, showing real chemistry from the very top of the organization. When the owner, GM, and executives are aligned, a head coach starts with a strong foundation of support. Bisciotti also referenced DaCosta's long partnership with John Harbaugh, making it clear that the excitement around this new chapter is real and well-grounded. Internally, the feeling is that the franchise has found someone capable of leading the next competitive cycle. And when that level of conviction shows up right at the introduction, it's clear Jesse Minter isn't arriving just to fill a position. He's arriving with the full confidence of the organization to lead the Ravens towards something much bigger. Steve Bisciotti didn't speak by accident, and definitely not on autopilot. Every word about Jesse Minter reflected a rare level of belief, the kind that only shows up when an organization truly thinks it found the right guy. This wasn't short-term hype or media talk. It was a clear statement, a plan, a vision, and a calculated bet to put the Ravens back on a championship path. When the owner is this direct about preparation, leadership, and internal alignment, it changes the weight of the hire. Jesse Minter arrives without head coaching experience, but with something even heavier: full trust from the people at the top. That doesn't guarantee instant success, but makes one thing clear: Baltimore isn't improvising or guessing in the dark. Now I want to hear from you. After listening to Bisciotti's words and understanding what's behind this decision, do you trust Jesse Minter as the new leader of the Ravens? Drop your opinion in the comments, because this conversation is just getting started.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.